Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching BevCam, Channel 22 of the BevCam Sports Network. Alex Saluco alongside Dom Lorenzano at the beautiful Songus Center on the campus of UMass Lowell. Some say it's the building that Alex Saluco built. Not me. I would never say that. But
I was about to say your old stomping ground.
I mean, some people like to say I built this building. I'm not going to disagree or agree, but I'm just going to let them keep talking. Where we have the #1 Beverly Panthers and the #3 Belmont Marauders taking off in the D2 North state finals. And Dom, we have a good game here tonight.
Yeah, we have an absolute barn burner maybe potentially here. And talked about #3 seed Belmont, the defending Division II North champion Belmont Marauders though in this matchup. And one of the things to watch in this matchup is actually Belmont, when Karakutis talked to Bill Noel for MSO on his interview, talked about actually Burlington has a lot of similarities to this Belmont team. Both teams shoot the three very well and both very much pressure defenses. Yes. So there's going to be a couple of keys for Beverly that they saw in the Burlington game that they're going to have to make adjustments and do better if they want to beat the Marauders here today, because this is a tougher challenge than even that. Defending champs, they've been here before, so they're not going to feel that pressure.
Yeah, and Karakutis even said Belmont's a lot like Burlington, but they're even a little bit stronger and even a little bit more athletic. So it's going to be a tough task for Beverly. And as you said, Belmont loves to pressure. They love trapping you. They love getting into your backcourt. And Beverly had some trouble in that game against Burlington, stopping the press.
They absolutely did. They dealt with it decently to start the game. About halfway through that second quarter, they even changed up their press. They went with that run and jump kind of look. And Beverly had all sorts of problems. Turnovers galore for about a 3.5-minute stretch that really helped Burlington get back to the game in that second quarter, and Beverly's going to have to clean that up today. Karakutis did a great job at halftime cleaning it up, but they can't afford any stretches like that against a team that is defending champion like the Marauders are.
Yeah, and as we said, Beverly beat Burlington on their way to get here. The one common opponent between these two teams is Burlington. Both teams beat Burlington by about the same amount of margin. Beverly obviously had to take it to OT after the falter in the regulation, at the end of regulation, but both teams beat Burlington, and now Belmont coming in, beating a very good second seed Boston Latin team. They're feeling good about themselves, and Beverly needs to watch out. This isn't a team you can sleep on. This isn't another NEC team like Gloucester or Peabody that you have to beat. You have to take on Belmont, as you said, the defending D2 North champions.
Yeah, absolutely. They got to come ready to go right out the gate. Yeah, as you said, you can't sleepwalk into this game like you do with some of those other NEC teams. Yeah. I know they're probably a little bit of nerves. Bigger building, not used to this. I mean, this is the first time a Beverly team has been in this situation. Yeah. But Karakutis is going to have to calm them down. They're going to be ready to play. And, you know, they're a pretty senior-laden team. I think they'll be ready to go.
Now, we were talking earlier, not sure who's going to start. That fifth starter is either going to be Gabe Copeland or Austin Ayer.
That was a change-up that Karakutis had thrown against Burlington, because the way Burlington shoots the three, he wanted someone a little bit smaller and more athletic. And if you saw the way Beverly played their defense, they were, you know, man, but they were pressuring right away. And what that meant is that Burlington actually had a lot of lanes to the basket. Kyle Inglis did a really good job of taking advantage of that. But they really shut down the three ball pretty well against Burlington. And we'll see what Karakutis elects to do today with Belmont. It'll be interesting to see if he does a similar thing. Belmont will then have to readjust, drive to the lane, and they played so far out of the paint in that Burlington game that when they would rush to the lane, they couldn't even, they had no one there to come and help. It was crazy to watch sometimes, but until late in about the fourth quarter, they held Burlington to only about 5 or 6 made threes in that game. So, so the plan worked.
Yes. Now, going into this game also, Coach Karakutis said that he's told his guys, yes, it's another game, you advanced another round, it's more important, but as hard as it is, you have to treat this just like another game. Not overselling the moment, not overdoing it for his team, just telling them, just play basketball. You're a 20-2 team. This is one of the most decorated Beverly basketball teams I've seen in recent history, with the accolades of even Dela Cruz and Boris making the All-Star teams, and Crowley and Moreland, as we know.
1,000-point scorer, Moreland,
Absolutely. So this is going to be a tough test for Beverly, but if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be Coach Karakutis telling these guys that just play your game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the other thing is, this is the key to the game, I think. If Beverly gets in that position, they're going to have to close things out better than they did against the Burlington game. They really let Burlington back in the game with a free throw shooting, and if you're going to put away a defending champion like that, you have to close games out better than that.
And we are announcing starting lineups pretty soon, and the question is answered. It will be Austin Ayer. You can see him on the bench there. Will be starting instead of Gabe Copeland for the Beverly Panthers. The starters for the Marauders to be announced first. Number 42, sophomore forward Kevin Logan, first to announce. Number 4, Preston Jackson Stevens, a junior forward. Ali Naruzi, junior guard.
I will say, though, even from up here, they do look a lot taller than Burlington was.
That is number 34, Mac Annis, senior guard. We know Karakutis is talking about him and the player just announced there, number 25, Tim Minakuzi, junior guard. He even said everybody gives Annis all the credit, but Minakuzi is a guy who can shoot from anywhere in the gym. He said, quote, he is probably the best shooter in all of high school basketball that I've ever seen.
Wow, it'll be interesting who is he going to put on that.
And the Beverly starting lineup, you just saw us in air. We have Justin Dela Cruz. Number 3, Damian Boris, a senior captain on this team.
Boy, was he ever big in that Burlington game. Not the greatest game, but when in OT, when they needed him, 9 points, 4-4 from the free throw line.
And the huge cheers for the 1,000-point scorer, senior Duncan Moreland. And jacked up Jack Crowley. He's going to get his tonight as well as Moreland. We'll see if it will be enough for the Beverly Panthers as we're almost set to get underway here for the D2 North Final at, once again, the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Tsonga Center on the campus of UMass Lowell.
You're not biased at all, Alex.
No, I just kind of love this place. Jacked up. As I'm sure you could see in the shot right there of the American flag, all those banners UMass Lowell's put up. I mean, I was only born in '94. I only saw the ones from 2016 on, but you're welcome for the ones all the way since 1988. You're welcome. You're welcome. As Mark's going to get those now, you're welcome. Every single one of those, you're welcome. All right, almost ready to start here. Beautiful court. I mean, UMass Lowell just does everything right, is what I hear.
I've heard that too. Mostly from the guy next to me right now.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dom. I am an unbiased sports broadcaster. Teams are taking the court. It will be Logan and Ayer to tip off. See Beverly fan section. It's a neon day.
I'll tell you, Beverly crowd traveling real well again.
I mean,
they
say
traveled
what you
well
want,
all playoffs.
Beverly and UMass Lowell, they're just synonymous in greatness. And the opening tip taken by Beverly. De La Cruz gets it up, but it's quickly turned over.
So now as we talk about, interesting to see what Karakutis tends to do on defense here.
Seem to be starting in man.
Yep. See how far out they go, though.
De La Cruz, maybe a mismatch down low, and we're going to get a travel. It's Minakosi, first turnover of the game for the Marauders, and Beverly will take possession.
Boy, I feel like they'll take Minakosi being down there.
Not really a heavy press, but Beverly beating it pretty quickly. Boris looking for Crowley, top of the key. He's going to go left. Tries chances, in for 2.
Nice up fake by Crowley. That's what Tom talks about all the time, the head and shoulders.
Love that shampoo. Crowley guarding at the logo.
If Beverly's going to be successful tonight, Crowley has got to get his. At times in the Burlington game, they did a decent job taking him out of the game, especially in the second half.
8 on the shot clock. Minicozy in the corner. He's going to try to go baseline. Turned over. Boris comes away with it. Beverly has numbers. Looking left, goes right. Turnover. Back to Belmont.
Just a miscommunication there. Boris thought Jack was going to keep going, and he just pulled up.
Beverly off to a quick 2-0 lead, courtesy of Jack Crowley. 6:47 left in this first quarter. Minicozy to bring the ball up for Belmont. Jackson Stevens over to Annis. Back to Logan. Annis driving left, guarded by Boris. Back to Logan. Take his chances. De La Cruz forces a turnover, but it's quickly picked up by Logan and the Marauders, and it's on the floor again. And we're going to get a call before the shot, and I believe it's going to be a travel.
Nice.
On Belmont. I believe that was Minicozy who was on the ground with it.
Beverly right now defensively causing all sorts of problems for the Marauders. Getting their hands in, tipping away balls on dribbles.
Gets past half court. De La Cruz gets it up.
So far, Beverly not having a huge issue with the pressure.
Boris mid-range J, cash. 4-0 Panthers. 2 minutes into the first quarter. And what that does, when you beat the press that early and get open guys in lanes, you have open shots to take, high percentage shots for this Panthers team. That's a great shooting team, especially being used to the cavernous gym at Beverly.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you talked about that, how weird the backdrop can be at Beverly, and that really helps them in this matchup because it's an odd backdrop right now.
Definitely hurts the peripherals. I can't shoot in any gym, but I can tell you right now, I cannot shoot in this gym. First foul.
I can agree with you on that one.
It's going to go to Austin Ayer. To the line is Annis. Knocks the first down. And you said it, Karakutis is worried most about Annis as well as Minicozy, as Annis knocks down both. It's got Beverly's lead down to 2. Beverly having no problem with this pressure early on in the first quarter.
Well, I think that Burlington game really helped them.
Jack Crowley open layup for 2. He's got 4.
And once again, by the way, beating that pressure opens things up for an easy look for the Panthers, and they're taking advantage of it right now.
Yeah, if you're Belmont, you might want to think about adding up the pressure on that press as Annis takes it to the lane, can't go, and air foul as he grabs the board. Energy factor in this gym, all Beverly. You can see the Belmont section to our left. Ain't nobody even yapping.
Not yet. Maybe we have a different view, too. I just think the Beverly crowd looks bigger, too. That might be biased.
No, I mean, maybe just the neon shirts, too.
I was going to say, the neon makes it stick out.
Crowley baseline. He's going to get his offensive board. Put back. Got it. He's got 6 and stares down the Belmont Marauder defenders.
I said Jack needed his today if they're going to win this game, and boy, is he off to a great start already.
Jackson Stevens over to Logan. Looking for a cutter. Can't get it to him. Minicozy going to take on De La Cruz. In for 2. Nope. And out. Air with the rebound. Going back Beverly.
Belmont can't buy a bucket right now.
De La Cruz, nice dish to Boris. Can't handle it, but he regains composure. Calling for De La Cruz. Gets it back to him. He'll slow it down with the shot clock at 17. 8-2 Panther lead, 4:22 left to go in the first quarter. Looking for air, foul on number 13, Naruzzi.
Second foul on Belmont.
In air, so far in this game, a couple of key defensive rebounds is really making Coach Karakutis look good on that decision to start him. As Gabe Copeland comes in.
Right on cue, though. Copeland going to come in. Keeping guys fresh, by the way, with the 2 injuries Beverly has is always a bit of a job for Karakoutis right now. He's not rotating a lot of guys.
Yep. Yeah, definitely the injuries to Abreu and Landman has forced his hand to really shorten his bench, but the guys that have been getting minutes are getting that much better, especially freshman Gabe Copeland. Long 2. Got it! Jack Crowley, he's jacked up. He's got 8 of Beverly's 10 in the first quarter alone. Let me know if I'm screaming too much, Mark. I'm kind of excited.
I think it's right on. There's a championship, Alex.
Jackson Stevens spinning right, off the glass, got it.
Belmont finally gets on the board.
I didn't even know their fans were here. Now they're cheering.
That's their first bucket from the floor. Come with about 3:50 to go in the first quarter.
Pass half court. Moreland, scoreless from the charity stripe. Got it. It's all Beverly in the first quarter. 12-4. 3:35 left in the first.
And he was unfortunate. Duncan picking up the 2 fouls on charges last game against Burlington. Really stifled the way he could play the rest of the way.
2, no good. Copeland with the rebound. Belmont really not getting any open shots. Beverly contesting everything. 3 from Boris. Got it to go! It's all Beverly in the first quarter, and the Marauders call a timeout.
Belmont
15-4 Panthers.
Belmont much needed timeout. Right now, Beverly is on fire. And if you had any questions about would they be nervous or anything coming into this game, I think those were answered pretty resoundingly with a no.
Beverly has 1 missed field goal, and it was rebounded by Jack Crowley himself and put back in.
And Belmont still only has 1 bucket from the floor. The other 2 were on the free throws. So 15-4, and Belmont really really just scratching their head searching for answers right now as Beverly has just come out on fire.
Crowley with 8, Moreland with 2, and Boris with 5 after that made 3. Wow, I'm out of breath already. I might need some water. It's not even the end of the first quarter.
We got a concession stand right behind us. You're in luck.
We'll just keep sending them my way. Refills, refills. So in that first quarter, obviously all Beverly, but what is their defense doing to really limit Belmont's chances? Like we said, only 1 made field goal, and every shot they've taken has been contested. Yeah,
absolutely. And, you know, it's just the regular man that they play. They're not playing as far up as they did against Burlington. He's keeping guys a little bit lower. I see Jack down there. I see Duncan down there. One of the things I'm really seeing, though, is anytime anyone's driving into the lane, someone's coming up for the help really good, and they keep poking the ball away as a guy tries to turn or anything like that. De La Cruz has done it multiple times. The communication on defense right now has been sensational.
And we talked about earlier, Belmont kind of looks a little bit bigger, but they have not been playing like it as Boris gets called for a hold there as Annis was looking to get open in the lane. But yeah, like Belmont does not seem as big on the court as they did in warm-ups.
No, not at all. They don't play that way. And they like to shoot the ball. And you can tell they're athletic. But
Jackson Stevens.
It might be a good idea for them to try and play a bigger. Another steal.
Beverly's got numbers. Moreland and De La Cruz up for 2. Blocked, and I believe, wow, I think Beverly got lucky there. I thought that went off De La Cruz, but he's not going to complain with the possession.
No, not at all. But I said the defense of Beverly round just all over these passing lanes anytime Belmont trying to get the ball to anybody else.
Moreland quickly working. He'll get fouled. Oh, it'll be a travel.
But I think it would help Belmont to try and play a little bigger, get somebody posted up down there, maybe even get Jack or Duncan to have to commit a foul, do something. Because right now...
Annis, nice dish for the 2, got it.
I was about to say the ball movement wasn't working so far, but on that possession it worked perfectly.
Arno's first 2 points of the game because the Beverly lead down to 9. De La Cruz looking for Copeland, coming off a pick, gets it back to Boris. Crowley now at the key. He's going to go left, and you know he's getting his. In for 2! Double digits already for Jack Crowley.
There's a mismatch right now with whoever Jack is on.
Jackson Stevens quickly. He's got 4 to lead the Marauders team. But yeah, Jack is taking it from the top of the key. He has size and quickness on the smaller defender, whoever's guarding him.
A serious, serious speed disadvantage for Belmont.
Copeland fade away from the baseline, in and out. That was a heat check. Beverly just felt like everything was going in, and I don't blame him. And Brianka checks in for Crowley, who exits with a standing ovation. He's already got 10 points in the first quarter.
Yeah. Good job here with 1:37 to go. Just got to keep these guys fresh. Long way to go.
Gonna remind myself that. And turnover. Back to Beverly.
Listen, Beverly's playing real well on defense. Belmont's also had quite a few of these, just completely unforced turnovers and mistakes.
I feel like this first quarter's flown by. Only 2 fouls committed by each team. Not a lot of stoppages, only 1 timeout called. Minute and a half left to go in the first quarter. Boris to Copeland. It's on the ground.
Copeland got it back.
Brianka looking to get it to De La Cruz. Gets it to Boris. 11 on the shot clock. He's going to get trapped. Has it stolen, but he gets it back. Nice dish to Moreland. Mid-range. Jay got it. And he gives the Belmont student section a little stare down. How are you now?
I was going to say, Belmont up in the pressure there on that last possession. Beverly almost had problems with it, but we're still able to turn around on Belmont and get the bucket.
Jackson Stevens, he'll be fouled on the floor, I believe.
Yep.
See if I believe it's going to go on Moreland, probably his first. It's actually on 23, that's Copeland. And you notice Belmont down early in this first quarter, they're not chucking up threes. They're going to the basket. They know what it takes to come back from a deficit like this in the first quarter.
Yeah, they are still just running their offense.
Under 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Beverly leading 19-8. In the lane, dishes it. Thought about a mid-range. Jay gives it to Annis.
Once again on that drive, though, the help came for the Panthers so fast, right when it was needed.
Carey, guarded by Copeland. He's going to go right. Dish it off. Brianka comes away with it. Another turnover, and Karakutis asking to slow it down.
Just defensively, Beverly just always has seemed to make sure that they have their guys in the right position at the right time right now.
And turnover, miscommunication there. Brianka went down for a pick, but Moreland really lost that ball in the crowd. 16 and a half on the clock. Belmont likely holds for the last shot. Driving on De La Cruz, dish off to Carey. Neruzzi in the lane, can't get it to go. Rebound Logan, the putback, also no good. So Beverly allowing some shot attempts and good looks at the end of that first quarter, but 2 misses from Belmont leaves the end of the first quarter. Beverly leading 19-8 on the heels of 10 points from Jack Crowley.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, the big key in that game. And just offensively, one of the big keys is Beverly really making the Marauders pay for their pressure. And they were able to get the ball up the floor very quickly. And you talked about when you have that pressure, you're going to have these guys out of place, not really set on defense. You get some easy looks out of it. And they did a great job of doing that, especially in the first 5-6 minutes of that quarter.
And we heard so much about this Belmont press and this pressure. It's really just them shadowing the player and not forcing anything. Belmont's not forcing Beverly to make mistakes in the backcourt. They're just staying there, leaving Beverly's cutters to be open on the second half of the floor to get open shots. So I don't really get that, and they didn't really seem to change that. I'm not a basketball coach, but it looked kind of easy for the Beverly offense.
It was pretty easy. I think the Burlington game before this really helped with that. Yeah. We'll see if he elects to change it up. Now, Burlington pressured the whole game. They didn't play that little run and jump thing the whole game. Yeah. They changed that in the second quarter. We'll see if Belmont does something a little different with their pressure.
Yeah, you know, Karakutis licking his chops. If they're going to be facing that, quote, press all game, I don't know. It'll be a long day.
I will say one of the other possessions, though, right there, they did up it up a little more, trying to double-team guys a little bit. It nearly worked. We saw Boris and Copeland put the ball on the floor. They somehow were able to get it to Moreland, though, who got himself an easy look because, again, with the double teams, someone's going to be open, someone's not in position.
And everybody on that floor for the Panthers can shoot. Neruzzi, guarded by De La Cruz. Carey taking on Crowley. There's a mismatch there. In the lane, Annis can't get it to go. Logan offensive board, kicks it back out, almost stolen. That's Naruzi.
Let's see if they try to get Logan more involved here. He does look like a beast down there, at least with the rebounds.
Jackson Stevens resetting it, 18 on the shot clock. Carey in the corner. No open lanes for these Marauders cutters to really go through. Beverly doing a good job cutting that off as Annis can't get that shot off. Finds Jackson Stevens, can't get it to go. Air, another big rebound. Going the other way. Moreland finds Boris. There's numbers. He takes a three. In and out like a fast food restaurant. Coming back the other way. Annis open three. You know those are good. Like for Beverly, that one's off. Another rebound. Air.
Lit up there for Belmont a little bit.
Oh, no. Pass almost taken away by Beverly, and he steps out.
Yeah, he was out of bounds when he caught it.
About 6 turnovers total in the past minute of play.
That was a nice try over there, though.
In Copeland, quick substitution for De La Cruz. And it looks like that Marauder press is definitely getting a little bit stronger in those last few possessions for the Panthers. Copeland guarded by Naruzi, back to Crowley, down in low, going to be fouled on the floor by Jackson Stevens.
Both teams only committing 3 fouls so far. It's caused for a very nice pace, and it's actually been an issue Beverly's had a couple of games where they've gotten themselves into foul trouble, but not the case so far today.
Third team foul, Moreland underneath, just off the mark. Offensive board, Air going for it, but Logan ends up with it. Pushing, it's Minicozy now. Almost had it deflected. Logan again, guarded by Air. Naruzi looking for Annis, finds Stevens. Back to Naruzi, open two, can't get it to go.
I mean, nothing more to say there. That's just a blatant miss by the Marauders.
Annis going to be called for the loose ball foul there.
Ball movement was great. Everything was great. They just missed the shot. So with 6:21 to go, both teams actually still have yet for a bucket here in the second quarter.
Copeland. Boris at the logo. Driving left. Over to Moreland, down low to Crowley. Easy two. Gets it to go.
Jack Crowley continuing to eat.
Three from Annis. Off the mark. Annis yet to score today. Actually, no, he has 2 from the free throw line as Minicozy knocks down the long 2. Minicozy's first points of the game. Crowley to Air. Down low to Moreland, and Logan going to be called for the foul. 15 foul on Belmont. And De La Cruz will come in for Copeland. De La Cruz inbound. Crowley fouled again. That's Logan. That's 2 and 3 seconds against the big man.
Well, that's a big issue now for the Marauders. I was just saying, foul's not a huge issue. Now they're all the way up to 6.
One more, Beverly shooting 1-1. Crowley underneath. Easy 2. It wasn't an easy 2, but just about everything Jack Crowley touches, he makes look easy.
They're having all sorts of problems with Jack right now. They got to change something up.
Seems like the only person that could match up with him would be Logan, but at the same time, he's also the same person that can only match up with Moreland.
Exactly, and Logan now with 2 fouls is going to have to play a little bit different too.
Logan gets that fadeaway to go. First points for him, 23-12, Panther lead, 4:52 left in the second. Moreland open for 3 in the corner, off the mark. Jackson Stevens with the rebound going the other way. Belmont has numbers. Dishes left to Maruzi. Got it to go. Nice little reverse layup as Karakutis will call a timeout after the Maruzi layup. So now for the Panthers, it's been 3 guys to score. You have Crowley with 14, Moreland with 4, Boris with 5. Belmont, although down by 9 points, it's more spread out. Jackson Stevens with 4, Naruzzi with 2, Arno, Minicozy, Annis, and Logan each with 2 points. So it's spread out. Beverly is not complaining, though, because Crowley just keeps on feasting, and Belmont has no answers right now.
No. Belmont really doesn't have any answers right now. I would suspect that at some point they're going to have to make some sort of adjustment. It's just so hard to focus on Crowley or double team Crowley because you've got a big man in Duncan right there who's super athletic, who plays a very similar game to Jack. It's not like you have another scorer who plays a completely different style to Jack. You've got 2 guys who are both going to dominate in the paint, so it's hard to focus on just one of them.
Yeah. Take your chance with the guy who's destroying you in the first half, or take your chance with a 1,000-point score.
Yeah. It's a deadly combination, and teams really have had a hard time matching up against it with the Panthers, and today so far it's no different here with Belmont. And you can see it because they both just take turns just going off.
I think that was a good timeout there by Karakoutis. His team was breezing. They had let up a couple buckets in a row on a turnover and a fast break. Really get them to calm down.
Yeah, just get them refocused. They've played real well so far, so just get them refocused on the way they were playing before.
De La Cruz. Boris, open, Crowley in the corner. 3, contested. He checked it, he got it! Jack Crowley's a man on fire.
I mean, wow.
Talk about a heat check.
I mean, he could just do no wrong. This is the MC game all over again.
Jack Crowley has 17 of Beverly's 26. Turnover. Moreland and Copeland taking on the Belmont defense. It's going to be a foul. I believe that's on Logan, and that'll be 3 if it is.
I like the way Moreland's playing. I know he only has 4 points, but he's actually been one of the main reasons why some of these guys have gotten themselves into foul trouble. This is his first time at the line. Most of the fouls he's caused were still while he was on the floor, but
in and out for Moreland. And Logan will exit the game after he committed his 3rd foul in the first half.
That's a big one right there. Already having problems in the post, and now Logan committing his 3rd foul, going to have to sit.
Moreland knocks down the 2nd after missing the 1st. 27-14 Panther lead. 4 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Minicozy, jumper off the mark. Rebound, Crowley throws it off Annis, and it's going Beverly's way. I think Jack Crowley is in that zone, that rappers talk about and other basketball players, like, I'm in my zone, I'm in the zone. Whatever the zone is, Jack Crowley is
living
in it, and I don't think he's ever coming out.
I don't think he is either. I mean, he's basically lived in it all tournament. Apart from maybe about 2 quarters against Burlington, he's just lived in that zone.
I'm going to have to talk to him after the game how much rent costs in that zone. Copeland for 3. Yes! Give me all 3! The freshman knocks it down, 16-point lead, and a double dribble going back Beverly's way. And I'm not taking credit, but I did go to school here, so you're welcome.
The assault by the Panthers continues. That was a great timeout Karakoutis made, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the first quarter all over again after that timeout.
Boris to Copeland. Crowley. Jumper. Off the mark. And back to Belmont.
Imagine if that had gone in, too.
I might quit.
I think Belmont would have been ready to quit that one, too.
3:07 left in the first half. Belmont trailing by 16. Annis, guarded by Boris. Trying to go left, spins back to the lane. Works his way back, in for 2. Nice move there.
Boy, he had to work hard for that, but boy, that was a much-needed bucket for Belmont.
Annis tied for the Belmont team, leading points with 4. Him and Jackson Stevens each with Quattro. Moreland, long 2. Give it to him, he's gonna take it. Annis blocking foul there on Boris. 4th team foul for the Panthers. And Brianka's going to get off the bench and grab Boris. I believe that's his second.
Yep, that is.
With a 16-point lead, you can afford to do that. Karakoutis being cautious there. Minakosi, hard two, got it to go. He's got 4 now.
Only 4 fouls so far for the Panthers. Copeland 1, Air 1, and obviously Damien 2.
De La Cruz past the logo. Copeland over to Crowley, a mismatch there, guarded by Jackson Stevens. He'll take him baseline, and yep, he's going to be called for that.
Yeah.
Through that shoulder. Obviously lobbering with the ref, but going to be a foul there on Crowley.
Finally a chant coming there from the Belmont crowd. They've been pretty silent so far. Well, you can't do that.
They wish they could do that. Jack Crowley's just a man. Embodies anybody trying to guard him. Jackson Stevens, guarded by Brianka. Neruzzi in the lane. Hard two. Got it to go with the left, though. So Belmont starting a little bit of a run here.
Yeah. 6-0 now.
Beverly still leading by 12. 1:40 left to go in the first half. Brianka, drive left. Looking for Moreland. Aaron pass. Got it to him, but you're going to get a foul on the floor, maybe on Annis. Believe it was. It will be.
Yeah, Annis going up trying to get in the way of the ball, and he hit him in the face.
And Moreland shooting 1-1, 1 for 2 at the line so far tonight. Got the first one. And knocks them both down. 3 for 4 at the charity stripe tonight as Moreland. Beverly back with a 14-point lead.
Well, it's only been Duncan at the line so far, but Beverly doing a much better job at the line so far today than they did last game.
And Brianka called for the block, but it looks like Minakosi just tripped.
Yeah.
I'm not biased.
No, I saw the same thing. I'm not biased either.
Either way, Belmont ball under the hoop.
Karakoutis didn't buy it either.
Open 3. Neruzzi short-rimmed it. Brianka to De La Cruz. Beverly pushing. Copeland streaking up the court. Contested long 2. Didn't love the shot. Coming back the other way. Jackson Stevens wide open layup. In for 2. Did not love that shot selection from the freshman Copeland.
Yeah. Probably wasn't the right time. But he's a shooter, and you want him to be aggressive.
Moreland open lane, baseline, can't get it to go on the wraparound. Another foul on Beverly.
That one on Duncan, I believe.
It will be on Brianka. That's his second.
Oh, Nick B.
And 1-1 for Belmont. Missed the first. Brianka with the board. "14-second differential between shot clock and game clock." De La Cruz looking for Brianka. He's going to drive baseline, dish it off to Air, but it's turned over and fouled. Believe that was De La Cruz under the hoop.
I'm going to call De La Cruz for it.
It is. So Belmont making a run here at the end of this first half.
Yeah, I was about to say, not a good ending here to the half for the Panthers.
At the line, Avery Arno, the senior, knocks down the first. He's got 3 now for Belmont. Knocks them both down.
Knocks them both down, and now Belmont has got the deficit down to 10. Would be
16.
big here if you get a bucket before the half.
Shot clock turned off, 12 seconds on the game clock. Beverly holding for that last shot. Moreland, air, back to Moreland, 4 on the clock, 3, spinning, can't get it to go. De La Cruz throws it up, can't get it to fall. But at the end of the first half, Beverly with a 10-point lead, 34-24. They outscored Belmont in that first half, 19-8, but Belmont really surging, scoring 16 points to Beverly's 15 in that second quarter, and we have a game. This is not like it's going to be what we thought after watching the first quarter.
No.
Belmont's going to be roaring back.
No, absolutely not. And you know, other things that have gone wrong for Belmont is, you know, it's always a combination of stuff. You know, turnovers, and at times, honestly, it just seemed like there's a lid up on that basket. They just haven't even made some of their open looks. You expect that to change a little bit in the second half. I think this is going to be a game. They haven't really shot the 3 well so far. You know what happens with these shooting teams, though. They get hot, they can come back from just about any deficit.
Belmont hasn't shot the 3 much at all, even.
No, they
Let
haven't.
alone well, they really haven't taken any three-point field
No,
goals.
they haven't. They haven't really had the looks yet so far. I expect them to go in and try and find a way to get those looks. So far, Beverly led by Jack Crowley. He's got 17 points. Moreland after that, he's got himself. I got him at about 10 right now. 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I got him at about 10 right now. So those two leading the way, as they always do. So that's the other thing. Belmont's going to have to come up with a plan for Jack. Without compromising things on Duncan, though, and we talk about that's the matchup problem that Beverly always gives people.
And Beverly only 3 players to score so far.
Yep.
Excuse me, 4. 6 on the Belmont side. If Beverly can find that consistent point scoring out of Moreland and away from Crowley, they're going to be in for a D2 North Championship.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Dom, Alex, we'll be back for the second half. Did I mention we're at UMass Lowell? I don't know. We'll be back.
I don't think you did.
You are watching BevCam. Here, anyone can come to the studio to make their own local TV show. Contact us with your idea. We'll help you get started with producing your own show, editing it, and then we'll broadcast it to all of Beverly for your friends and family to see. You might even get some new fans. We also film local events like sports, music, city council meetings, and more. If you miss out on anything in town, you can catch up on it here. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Contact us at 978-927-5544 or email us at admin@bevcam.org.
And under a minute away from the start of the second half at the beautiful, 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 gorgeous, immaculate Songa Center here in the campus of UMass Lowell, where Beverly leads Belmont 34-24 in the D2 North State Final. Beverly winning that first half 34-24. They won the first quarter convincingly, 19-8, but Belmont 16-15 outscored Beverly in that second quarter. They really came on late.
Yep.
In the second quarter with the turnovers from Beverly.
Yeah, it really was real late in that second quarter that Belmont made a run at things. And, you know, defending champ, you expect them to stick around like that, and they did a great job of coming back. Now it's just a 10-point game. With the way Belmont can shoot, you know, this game is very much not not in any not clinched for anyone. I'm sure that's Karakudis' message at the locker room right now. It's 0-0.
Yep.
Let's play the way we did in the first quarter, and then we can think about winning this Division II North Championship.
Jackson Stevens leading the Marauders in scoring with 6, 4 players with 4 points each, and then Logan, who has 3 fouls, he's in there to start the second half. He has 2 points.
Well, you know, and that's a gamble by Belmont, but I understand it because Jack Crowley is killing them. Jack Crowley had 17 points, Duncan 9, then after that Boris had 5, and Copeland had a 3-pointer. We're underway here, and Belmont, by the way, their pressure hasn't really seemed to be a huge issue for Beverly, especially in the backcourt.
Crowley, Boris in the corner. Air quickly back to Moreland, 13 on the shot clock. See Logan matched up on Moreland. Charity stripe jumper, got it! Sometimes when you're that good, that rim gives you some love.
Shooter's roll.
Neruzzi driving left. Nice move and called for a travel.
That's been a lot of the story. Listen, Beverly's doing a great job on defense as well, but Belmont has just missed some shots. They've had a lot of unforced errors as well.
De La Cruz quickly up to beat that press. Air is going to drive on Logan. In and out. Good look, though, for the Panthers. Neruzzi quickly coming back. Air, he's going to be called for a block, tried to take that charge, but his feet were moving.
Yeah.
And Neruzzi was in the act of shooting, so he'll shoot too.
So that's Air's second right now. Boris has 2, and Nick B has 2 fouls as well for the Panthers.
Neruzzi gets the first to go. He's got 5. And front rim's the second. Moreland quickly off to the races. Boris has it. We'll slow it down. Jackson Stevens guarding Boris. De La Cruz now guarded by Neruzzi. Air, good job to go and get that one. Crowley driving left on Annis. The fadeaway can't get it to go, but Air comes away with the offensive board. The putback is good.
What a dominating possession that was down on the post. And Air gets on the board with some points.
And Annis, as he was lobbying for a call, backed into his own teammate, and it's going to stay with Belmont. You can tell Annis still lobbying to the refs. Definitely frustrated. And I would be too. Beverly's giving you the work. Jackson Stevens, deep 3, got it. Wow.
There it was. Belmont did not shoot the 3 much in the first half, but early here, Jackson launches up a long one and drains it, and that's going to be the key for them getting back in this game.
Moreland, bad look. De La Cruz open 3, steps into it, can't get it to go, but Crowley comes away with the board. Driving, nice move, easy 2. Jack Crowley continues his dominance. Nobody on this Belmont team can stop him. He left Minicozy in his tracks.
Yeah, he really did. I mean, he really left Minicozy out on an island searching for where the heck he had been.
Air coming away with that one, throws it up. De La Cruz knocks it out of bounds, and we'll see who it goes off, and it was De La Cruz. It'll stay with Belmont. Annis at the logo. Takes a pick from Hogan, driving left. Floater off the mark. Annis has struggled from the field today. It'll stay with Belmont. And Crowley not agreeing with it, but it's Marauder ball. New shot clock for Belmont. 5:36 left in the third quarter. Panthers lead by 12. Minicozy in the lane has it stripped. 3-on-1. Boris with Air to the right tries to drop it off to Moreland, but he loses control, and it's going the other way, but Air comes away with it.
I think Air was thinking about what he was going to do next before he secured the pass.
And we're going to have a whistle. It might have had something to do with the shot clock.
Maybe.
Not resetting.
I'm not seeing any signals for a foul or anything like that.
Yep,
so.
They just reset the shot clock to 27, so 5:23 left in the third. 12-point lead for the Panthers, and they have possession. It's a good job by Air, who lost that ball, to come away with it at the end. Moreland mid-range. No good. Crowley. And it was actually Air called for the over the back. And it wasn't. It was Moreland called for the over the back. Actually, no, it was Air.
Yeah, it was Air. That's Air's third then. I don't know if I agreed with that call.
I don't either, but
I didn't think he touched him.
Copeland enters in there for Air.
Air's going to have to check out of the game. Copeland checks back in.
smell popcorn. I don't know about you, but I smell popcorn.
I smell it too. I'm just hungry though.
Just over 5 left in the third. Belmont.
Belmont has really lost the battle in the paint so far.
And we're getting some ticky-tack fouls here.
Oh.
And the Belmont coach has been screaming so much that his shirt came untucked mid-yell. That's impressive.
Well, Boris now picking up his 3rd foul on that, so now Beverly finds himself in a little bit of trouble.
Annis can't get it to go, grabs his own board, but Crowley comes away with it. Belmont now pressuring.
Yep,
De La Cruz
trying
is
to
open.
trap, but you know, they saw that so much against Burlington. Wow. Just as I say that, it forces an error.
Yeah, Beverly not really slowing it down. He didn't need to do that. He could have just held up. Beverly, though, still with a 12-point lead. Stevens step back for 3. Off the mark this time. Crowley board. Boris past half court. He's got Stevens on his tail. Copeland could have been called for a push-off there, and we're going to get a foul on number 3, Ryder, for Belmont. First team foul of the second half for Belmont. Beverly already with 3. Moreland in the far corner. Got it! What a tough shot.
I say, that was not an easy shot by any means, but Duncan able to make it happen. And then he pokes it away from Stevens.
Moreland 1-on-2, has it poked away. He's fouled. He's going to be shooting 2. That's Ryder's 2nd foul. Past 10 seconds.
Duncan's starting to take over this game a little bit now, too. I mean, Jack starting a little back and forth, and you know that's never good news for the opponent.
Moreland 3 for 4 at the line so far this evening. And he can't knock down the first. Second free throw is good. Minicozy to Ryder. Guarded by Copeland, pulls up. Looking for Neruzzi, almost loses it, but quickly gets it to Annis with 11 on the shot clock. Not going to use a pick. Instead, he'll take a step back 3 off the mark. Crowley going for the board, can't grab it. Annis back to the corner. Looking for Ryder, gets it back up top. It's Neruzzi driving right, off mark, but gets it to go. That was a difficult shot, as we're going to get a timeout called by Belmont, I believe. Beverly still leading by 13 here, but Neruzzi, difficult shot there to bring the Marauders to within 13.
Yeah. I was about to say, it seems like just about the only real difficult shot that's actually got in for Belmont so far. Beverly has, no question, outplayed them, but Belmont's also just not gotten some breaks of some shots that just don't go in.
Beverly so far with 9 points in this third quarter to 6 for Belmont, so they're leading the battle here in the third, and it's really been Moreland and Jack Crowley still in this third quarter.
Yeah, it is. It's just those two just feeding off each other, and you know, the main person that you trust to stop them has 3 fouls, and that changes the way that you can play, and he hasn't been as much of a factor in trying to stop Jack or trying to stop Moreland, and sometimes he hasn't even been given the assignment. I mean, you saw it Minicozy on Jack. I mean, that doesn't, that's a mismatch.
Yeah. Yeah, the leading scorers for Belmont are Jackson Stevens with 9 and Neruzzi with 7. In the combined points of Annis and Minicozy, the guys who Beverly and Karakoutis were paying attention to the most have a combined 8 points. So whatever they're doing, it's working. And Annis has been struggling from beyond the arc and even in the restricted area on his twos.
Yeah. It seems like Stevens is the only one who's really shot the ball really all that well for Belmont so far.
Almost turned over for Beverly, but De La Cruz quickly beats that press. It's going to go one-on-one, dish it back on the floor. Copeland comes away with it inside for two. The freshman. I can't wait to see him grow in this program. He does so much.
He doesn't play like a freshman at all.
Moreland could have called for a foul there, but Brianka comes away with it.
Beverly a little fortunate there. Trap, not going to work.
Moreland pass half court with it, 20 seconds in the shot clock.
Yeah, that pressure by Belmont continuing to really not be a huge factor so far.
As Karakutis has to call a timeout because of that.
Listen, every time,
Alex.
Alex.
It happens, you know?
You know what? It hasn't forced a lot of turnovers, though.
That's true.
You did have to use a timeout, but not the turnovers like the Burlington game.
Beverly with 4 timeouts left. Belmont with 3. Beverly with a 15-point lead. And if you're Coach Karakutis right now, 15-point lead, 2:40 left in the third quarter. All you're really preaching to your guys is don't give them a chance to come back. Don't let your mistakes or your turnovers open the door to change the momentum, because all Beverly has to do is keep a little foot on the gas and close this one out. If you give Belmont a chance and have them go on a run, force some turnovers, let them press, get you into situations you don't want to be in, it's going to be bad news for the end of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll let Belmont back into the game, and you know that was that Burlington game all over again.
De La Cruz, Copeland, Brianka, Moreland, and Crowley. Couple chants from both fan sections to start off out of this timeout. Crowley had a bad angle there, tried to get it to Moreland, gets taken away, and Crowley called for the foul.
Yeah, Jack a little overzealous there. Don't need that. And by the way, Beverly foul is starting to pile up a little bit now in this second half, and that'll be a good way to get Belmont back in the game, to stop the clock and let them get to the line.
Yeah,
get those free points, you know?
Beverly had 3 fouls called on them early in this second half, but it was their first one in the last few minutes. As a nice move there by Minakosi, can't get it to go.
So I'm talking about lit up there for Belmont all day.
3 for Manis off the mark, but another offensive board. Last touch by Belmont. Beverly gets away with a couple mistakes there. Allowed a couple offensive rebounds and some open looks to a great shooter in Annis.
Yeah.
And it looks like this press is going to kick up just a little bit as Copeland is there easily. Brianka finds him. Moreland, open look, easy 2. Minakosi quickly on the
Moreland's
other side
got
now.
7 here alone in this third quarter, leading the way by far for the Panthers.
Minakosi, deep 3. Shot that from Chelmsford. Got it to go. He's got 7. 14-point lead for the Panthers. Still a minute and a half left to go in this third. Moreland open. He has De La Cruz to the left. Nice pass to him. Quickly back to Moreland, but almost got a little too cute with it as Moreland was not ready for that pass. Annis fouled by a standing Copeland. Copeland, that's his second, and the 15th foul on the Panthers.
And he hasn't shot the ball well today, but you got to think that these are in with the way Annis can shoot the ball. And I would imagine this Marauders team is a good free throw shooting team with how many of these guys can shoot.
Annis knocks the first down and the second. He's got 6 now. Boris. Copeland. Turned over, looking for air. Beverly opening the door here, but De La Cruz comes away with it. He'll be fouled. That's on Minicozy.
How did Justin catch that ball?
It's what you call athletic ability, Dom, in things your senses elevate when you're in such a prestigious gym such as the Sangha Center at UMass Lowell. There's something different in the air. This means something. Who cares about playing at the Garden? The Sangha Center is where dreams and legends were born. That's not an exaggeration. Moreland underneath for two. Oh, wow. 49-35.
Like I said, Crowland and Moreland, they just piggyback off each other. It was the Crowland show.
Copeland, another foul there. That's 3 on him.
It was the Crowley show last half. Right now here in this third quarter, it's been the Moreland show.
And you got assistant coach Downey there, pretty upset. You never really see him upset. He is very upset. And I don't think he's upset at Copeland. I think he's upset with the officiating. I mean, if you're an official, being in this gym might get your juices flowing because it is so prestigious and such a big-time gym to referee in, you know? As Ryder knocks down the free throw, his first points of the evening. And I'm just saying.
I think so far the lights of this prestigious gym have been a bit much for Belmont.
Kevin Regan checks into the game for the first time. Due to the foul trouble, Beverly's been in, and there's another turnover. And just as we said, if you're Beverly, you do not want to open the door. You don't want to leave the door open even just a little bit.
No, but it's starting to look things a little bit like that Burlington game all over again. Beverly was coasting for a while, and then turnovers, these unforced errors, let him back into the game.
Jackson Stevens miss. Moreland with the rebound, and we're going to get a jump ball. Staying with Belmont. 28.2 on the clock. Shot clock turned off. 49-37 Panther lead.
Belmont crowd's starting to come alive a little bit right now too. They can feel it. There's some life still. Oh, nice move by Stevens. The help came though.
Contact in the air, no call. De La Cruz with the board, trying to get it up to Boris, but it's turned over. 3, Ennis off the mark. Ryder, Neruzzi, he has an open 3. You got to think this is going to fall, and it didn't. 10 seconds on the clock now. Boris has an open lane, drops it off to De La Cruz for 3.
Oh, that would have been a dagger right there. Moreland still.
De La Cruz put back, fouled. He'll be at the line shooting 2 with about 0.5 of a second left.
What a flip of the script right there. Belmont had all sorts of chances down there on the other end. Couldn't cash it in. Beverly a couple of misses with seconds expiring, and De La Cruz running out of nowhere with the putback. And now the chance at the end, 1.
Not the end 1. He's shooting 2 there, Dom.
My bad. I thought it went in. Listen, I thought it went in.
No?
Everything's going in right now for the Panthers.
Everything's under a microscope when you're at UMass Lowell.
I thought it went in.
Knocks it down.
Nice.
13-point lead now. The last shot of the first half knocks it down.
And De La Cruz, who had some real problems on free throws in that Burlington game, here standing alone on those free throws at the end of the third quarter, drains them both. And you know that's got to feel good.
17 points in that third quarter for the Panthers, 13 for Belmont, so they keep their foot on the gas. They have a 14-point lead going into that fourth quarter, and if it wasn't for that late surge in the attempts, you had the 3 from De La Cruz. Yes, he missed, but the offensive rebound, and then him at the line. Despite everything that was happening for Belmont going into that series of play, the momentum is back on Beverly's side.
Yeah, like I said, that lid on the bucket just continues no matter how many chances Belmont had on that. They just couldn't cash it in. And, you know, they got the flip on the other side. Beverly gets the foul, gets the 2 points on De La Cruz on the free throws, and Beverly back in business. And now 8 minutes to go from going to the Garden for a state championship. Back to that thing I talked about at the beginning of this game. If Beverly finds himself in this position, they have got to close the show. They weren't able to do that against Burlington as well. They were able to squeak out the win in overtime at the end of the day, but certainly don't want to be in that position here against Belmont, especially when you've dominated all game long. So I'm sure Karakutis is preaching them right now, is that. And Free throws take care of the basketball.
Beverly sends out their starters. De La Cruz, Boris, Moreland, Ayer, and Crowley. In the fourth quarter, in the Sangha Center is underway. Crowley pulls up, looking for somewhere to go with it quickly. Boris comes over to grab it from him. Good defense there at the logo. The switch. Crowley had an open three. Mismatch on Ryder, going up for two. Gets it to go! Minicozy, open layup on the other end. Two for him. He was looking for a foul call there, but nothing doing. Crowley, past half court. Might just take it himself. He'll slow it down. Get it to Boris.
Good job there by Jack, I think, to recognize that, slow things back down.
10 on the shot clock already. Air to Moreland, looking for Crowley. Minicozy on him. Gonna go baseline, up for two, can't get it to go. No call, the putback is good! I believe that was De La Cruz who got that one to go for two. No foul, no block, no charge.
Nope. It was
Refs swallowing the whistle here in the fourth quarter.
Oh, refs swallow whistles late in games.
They also blow calls early, but I'm not going to bring that one up. Crowley finds Boris, and he'll slow it down as he approaches half court. Beverly with a 16-point lead now. He'll go surging towards the basket, and no call there. Staying with Beverly. I'm pretty sure that went off the Panthers, but
we'll take it.
Beverly with two scores in double digits, and Belmont with none. Minute and a half into the fourth. Almost turned over there, but Moreland tracks it down. Shot clock at 11. De La Cruz misses his man. Long jumper off the mark for Crowley. Copeland with the offensive board. He's looking for the putback after the spin. Can't get it to go, but he grabs his own board again. He'll go up again. Finds it. There's two. Gave a little flex for the boys. On the way back down the court.
Just a freshman there, and he's strong down there in the post.
And De La Cruz called for the foul there. On number 21, Arno, he'll be at the line.
He's a freshman raining down here from the Beverly faithful.
In the freshman right now with 7 points in his UMass Lowell debut. I mean, they're all here at their UMass Lowell debut, but whatever.
Isn't this Beverly's as a team? And before that, I don't think they've been here before.
Arno knocks both down.
It's the first 20-win season, so.
Just looking for an excuse to mention it.
I know you're plugging your school, your gym. It's a nice gym. It's beautiful. It really is.
Some people say that. I don't know.
It's great for concerts, too, by the way. It's awesome.
Carey and call for the foul there on De La Cruz. Beverly to inbound again. Beverly taking their time with this press breaker. Boris almost getting trapped. He'll be called for a travel, but it was pretty close. Actually, Karakutis calling the timeout. Karakutis going to call it. It was pretty good, but Boris held his own. I believe he stayed up there.
I thought he did.
Either way, we get a timeout. Beverly leads by 16. 5:49 left in the fourth.
Yeah, we talk about closing the show. Beverly did a much better job here so far of that. I mean, they came out foot on the gas to start out this fourth quarter. Belmont's only got one bucket.
Yeah. And for all the fouls we saw in that third quarter, refs, like we said, swallowing their whistles. Beverly already with 7, so we have Belmont in the bonus, but Belmont with 5 fouls in the second half themselves, so we might see some free throws pretty soon. The end of this game.
But some big plays down the stretch. Obviously, it's been Moreland Crowley with the points, but De La Cruz coming up big at the end of the third quarter, and Copeland's had some nice moments here late in the third quarter and here in the fourth quarter as well.
Yeah. How about that? A freshman in Gabe Copeland playing significant minutes in the fourth quarter of a D2 North final as he finds Moreland, who can't put it home. But a great find by Copeland.
That really was. Moreland just kind of pulled the string on that a little bit.
Logan drives middle, kicks it back out, stolen by De La Cruz. He at least has a few tonight. Boris, open lane. And finally, the refs blow their whistle in this fourth quarter, excuse me.
Can't let that one go.
No.
Stand alone like that? No way.
See, Boris was waiting for contact there, too. He'll be shooting, too. He's got 5 tonight, all in the first half. Annis and Minicozy and Jackson Stevens back in after their quick breather. Pretty sure they're going to be chucking up threes the rest of this fourth quarter as Boris knocks down the second. Get that Beverly lead up to 17. Quickly, Naruzzi bringing it down. Annis in the lane. Step back from the charity stripe. Got it. Annis. Don't let a shooter see that go through. Good find by De La Cruz to get it to Boris. Open lane. Up for 2. Tough as it's sent out. I'm pretty sure Belmont will take that any day. One-on-one, contested. If you're going to use your possession within the first 4 seconds of it.
I was thinking that too. It might have been a little quicker of a possession than Karakoutis would want.
Annis in the lane, falling off the mark. Crowley and Annis called
clearly
for the foul. Frustration foul there from Annis.
I'm sure if Matt gets a second here, he'll probably bring that up. Clock's your friend right now. Be happy with breaking the press and then slow everything down.
Crowley out one-on-one, or shooting one-on-one now. You can tell how locked in Crowley is because nobody else in the court, even the refs, noticed it was a one-on-one. He was already walking down the foul line because he knew.
He hasn't been to the foul line, surprisingly, today yet. You think you'd have to foul this man with the way he's been playing. Maybe that was Belmont's problem a little bit.
Knocks down the first. Like I said, if there is a zone, if that exists, Jack Crowley has beachfront property in the zone right now.
Yeah.
Can't get the second to go, but Copeland comes away with the
Wow.
board.
What a
Huge
save.
plays from the freshman.
Allows them to kill even more time.
Boris, good job not having that taken away, but he gives it away. Jackson Stephen has it. 4-on-1. Up to Annis, puts it in for 2. Annis now finds himself in double digits. He has 10. 14-point lead for the Panthers still with 4.5 left to go in the fourth quarter. Moreland. Copeland, great IQ there. Fouled hard by Minicozy. See, Copeland waited for Moreland to really get into that painted area and then cut in from the corner.
Beautiful job of communication, beautiful job moving the basketball. Duncan to see that, Gabe to recognize what he needed to do. Now the freshman will go to the line.
Knocks down the first. I tweeted this a couple weeks ago. I said, I've seen a lot of great players come in and out of Beverly. Obviously, Crowley and Moreland on this team as well. But I think after watching Copeland play in his minutes as a freshman, I said, I think he could be one of the best we've ever seen after his time at Beverly.
Boy, I tell you, he took those free throws so confidently.
This kid, he has it. He has it. He's cold-blooded. He can shoot from the outside. He's big enough. We saw him get 2 offensive boards in the putback. Earlier, we saw him grab an offensive board earlier or just in the game to get to that free throw line. I think this kid is special and is going to be averaging 20 points at the end of next season.
I was just about to say, we might be looking at our next 1,000-point score for Beverly. You get too ahead of yourself, but it's amazing.
I don't praise too many people, but I like what I see out of Copeland.
I mean, he's a freshman. He had a 26-point game, a 17-point game, an 18-point game.
If you're wearing number 23, you got it. Yeah. You have it. Jackson Stevens knocks that down. Knocks them both down. He now has 11 as Logan will exit and Belmont will go a little smaller here. Really vamp up the pressure. De La Cruz going up the sideline. And Moreland has open lane almost. Dunk! He throws it down! Oh, no hit, boy!
You talk about putting a stamp late on a game. Duncan Moreland with Beverly already.
Oh, he's gonna do it again.
No
and
way.
the song is saying he lays it in.
No, not that time.
That's what you call a tease. He just teased us. 3 from Annis.
Got it.
Silences the crowd. Get a timeout from Belmont, but
Silences it just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
With Beverly already starting to get to that range where you think they might be starting to ice this away, Duncan with a statement slam.
And Annis, after struggling so much in that first half, now has 13 points for Belmont.
But, you know, this is around, it's about 3:20, 3:30 to go against Burlington, where they had a 11-point lead go by the wayside. Now 3:23 to go. This one at 15.
I get what you're saying, Dom, but
I know.
they did not dunk. Duncan Moreland did not dunk
Yeah.
right before that stretch.
Yes.
This game is over as they turn it over. Oh, God. All right.
Alex,
Hey.
stop talking.
I'm a little excited. I'm sorry.
I am too.
It's over, though. It's done.
In my head, I was thinking when he dunked that, I was thinking,
Finito.
all right, it's over.
All right, let's
But I
gather
wanna say it.
ourselves. Dom, don't get ahead of yourself, all right? It's not over yet.
Me.
All right. 3:20 left to go in this. Minicozy in the corner. 3, and it's good. Okay.
Alex, funny
That's,
things happen in this building, don't they?
That's 10 points now for Neruzzi. So now 3 players in double figures for Belmont as they cut it to 12 with 3:18 left.
Doesn't craziness happen in this building, Alex?
Not really. UMass Lowell's so dominant in everything they do, they're never really in this position. That's why they gave me multiple awards, because they know a champion when they see one. Whatever, though. So 3:18 left to go. Beverly's still not out of the woodworks here. 12-point lead after that 3 from Neruzzi and the 3 before from Annis. So after that dunk from Moreland, and then he had that layup, 6 quick points from Belmont to cut it back to within 12, and they're not quitting.
No, they're not going to quit. And, you know, they've been here before, and they have the experience, no reason to quit. And they got to be confident in the fact that they know they're a good 3-point shooting team. And, man, shooting a 3 can really change a game. And if they get hot, they can find themselves back in the game pretty quickly. So 3:18 to go, and, you know, Beverly's they've done a good job with the pressure, but it's going to ramp up. This is what happens in desperation time, and not only is that going to ramp up, your nerves on the Beverly side is going to ramp up as well, and they're going to have to contain that, make smart decisions, and take care of the basketball.
Belmont with that press, still going small, with Logan on the bench. Crowley, he had Moreland, he still has him, gets it to him. It's past half court now. He's got an open lane. I believe that's going to be staying with Beverly.
It is.
It will. Jackson Stevens kicked that one out, so 22 on the shot clock, 3:09 on the game clock. Panther ball up 12.
All right. Get this ball here on the inbounds. Let's slow it down. Oh, no, because they get it to Jack underneath the rim, so. I mean, you got to take that. So Jack will go to the line again.
Special thanks to Mark Lehman making the trip down here, our cameraman. Fly Eagles fly. Too bad they got rid of Nick Foles as Jack Crowley misses the first free throw.
He didn't do anything at Jacksonville, though. Although it is Jacksonville.
Crowley gets it to go, 3 for 4. from the stripe tonight. Lead back to 13. 3. Off the mark. Going back to Beverly. There's number 33, Shapazian for Belmont. Good job beating the press. Crowley, De La Cruz in the corner. He'll slow it. Karakoutis wants to get it to Boris. He does. 20 on the shot clock. Boris just holding it. Crowley now. Jackson Stevens guarding him. He's going to drive. Takes the double team. Can't get it to go. Copeland. De La Cruz, 8 on the shot clock now.
Oh, I can't believe he kept that in bounds.
To keep it in. Long 2 from Annis. Got it. 15 now for Annis, and that ball would have been out of bounds and stayed with Beverly, I believe.
Yes.
That went off the referee on the far side. So Belmont hanging around here.
Yeah, continuing to hang around. It's always dangerous when you let a good team hang around like this. 2:29 to go. It's only 11 points.
I just don't want to be known as a jinx. So we can cut it out when I said, like,
yeah, I was going to say, we can always
Robert,
see that.
when you edit this, just when I said it's over a few times and then they did the thing, maybe just go back and wipe the footage. You know.
Well, you're working on the reverse drinks right now, you know, too. Right?
Either way,
because you're talking about it.
Beverly leading by 11 with 2.5 left in the 4th.
Or is it like a no-hitter? You don't talk about it.
I feel like whatever happened, we double jinxed the crap out of everything we just said. So quick recap, Beverly led at half 34-24. We now sit at 66-55. It's been in that range. I believe the lead's gotten up to as high as 17 or 18 at one point. And Belmont threatening to bring it back to double digits. It's been staying in this area for most of the 4th quarter, this 10-point range, this 10 to 13-point range, but Beverly holding on here in the 4th. Try to win a D2 North State Final.
There it is.
Moreland in the lane, contested. Crowley cleans up and feasts. Minicozy, I guess with contact, got it to go. He'll be trying to complete the 3-point play as that was called on Copeland. As Minicozy now the 4th Marauder in double digits. So more balanced attack from Belmont as 4 scores in double digits. Minicozy being one of them. Can't get it to go, but offensive rebound, Jackson Stevens, one of the other players, being double digits.
Boy, they can get a 3 out of this possession. I think it's going to get real interesting.
Long 3, deflected there by De La Cruz. Another great defensive play. Yeah, he's got a few steals already in this game, and now he adds that block.
They tried.
Moreland with contact and 1, flex.
Nice swing.
You know what? That defender for Belmont, he thought he was going to get a block, and then he sees Moreland, and he goes, what? Life's a beach and you're here, dude? Come on, Moreland. He's a man, grown man. Lead back to 13. Moreland at the line, trying to complete the 3-point play. $14 now. Neruzzi can't get that to go. Moreland,
another chance.
Oh!
You know, Matt's not going to be happy with that now. Stevens.
Coming back the other way, he grabs it. No harm done. As timeout Karakoutis, and I'm sure he's going to hear it. Moreland is from his coaching staff, but I don't know, you're a kid in that situation. You want to throw that down and you just let it happen. I think you just let it deal with it with a 14-point lead this late in the game.
And you know what? He so constrained on the one before that, or if you remember. We thought he was going to dunk again, and he just laid it in.
So he was due one. He was due.
Yeah. I got to say, though, on that, when they were at the line for the free throws, when he missed it, but they got the possession back, then missed the three. What a swing that was, because you got a chance. Oh no, they got the ball back. They even had a chance to get it down to below double digits, and then Duncan gets the ball, goes down the floor, gets the bucket, and then the chance at the old-fashioned three-point play and makes it. And then you're talking about 5-6 point swing right there.
Oh yeah. Beverly seems to be cruising. 14-point lead in the D2 North Final against the Belmont Marauders. Beverly, that 1 seed and the 3 seed. Belmont has fought hard for double-digit scores. Annis showed up in this fourth. Minakosi did as well. Jackson Stevens did what he could to keep them in it in the first half, but after trailing by double digits at halftime, Annis could not find his touch soon enough. As he has 15 as it stands right now, but early on in the game, he was struggling to shoot and find open looks. Boris up to Copeland, past half court. He's going to get swarmed. He'll be fouled. And they're in the double bonus now. Copeland knocks that one down. Second is good as well.
Copeland, a perfect 4 for 4 from the line so far tonight.
He's got 11 as a freshman, as Jackson Stevens puts that in. He's got 13 now. Quick timeout. Game not over. Lead still at 14 with 1:09 left to go in the fourth. D2 North Final would really solidify this team as one of the best in recent memory, or maybe the best in recent memory for this Beverly Panthers. They're surrounded with accolades. Obviously, Moreland with the 1,000-point score, all of the all-star selections, all of the points leaders and rebound leaders, and Crowley in Moreland.
First 20-point win Beverly team of all time.
Absolutely. This team has done it all, and to cap it off here, in the greatest stadium, and some call the 8th wonder of the world, is just, it brings a tear to my eye and just makes me so happy to be part of both Beverly High School and UMass Lowell. It's just, wow.
You got two winners. You got to be part of 2 winners.
You know, it's
winner of this gets Situate versus Whitman and Hanson, which is played. I think it was played tomorrow actually, but.
Crowley comes down with that one, no foul called still, and he'll be called now with 1:04 left, and Belmont's probably going to foul for the rest of this.
Yep.
Crowley at the line again. Crowley knocks it down. Jackson Stevens will exit the game. Ovation from the Belmont fans. He played well, 13 points, kept them in it early, had a great first half. Then you have Annis exiting as well, 15 points for him. A great career at Belmont. Good job here. I love when coaches do this. Coach Adam Pritchard giving his guys, his seniors, his star players a chance to come out to an ovation. Crowley can't knock that one down. Carey Trying to go coast to coast, in for two and out for two. And foul there by Carey. Copeland back to the line. And we're getting some subs in here, boys. Coach Karakuda's going to do the same thing. Crowley, Moreland, Boris, and De La Cruz leave to ovations.
What a job by Moreland here in the second half. I have him down for 16 points in the second half alone.
25 on the game.
And we talk about how those two just go back and forth. Jack, 17 points in the first half. Moreland, 16 in the second half.
Copeland, a perfect 5 for 5 from the line. He's got 12. And here come the subs. Copeland's staying in because he's at the line, but he's going to be subbed out pretty soon as well. Perfect 6 for 6 from the line is the freshman.
It's unbelievable. The freshman
13
at the
points.
Songus Center, 6 for 6.
I mean, when the lights shine bright, Only thing left to decide is the final score. A long three from Belmont off the mark. Rebound Regan. 76-59. 41 seconds and counting. See what Regan's going to do here. Almost loses it. Kick it back out. Back to Regan. Thought about the two. Rebound. That's Crowley's little brother. And he throws it to his older brother. Trying to get the assist there. Wow. Runs in the family.
I wish Jack had shot that. It probably would have gone in. With the way his night's gone.
Oh, well, like I said, beachfront property.
In the zone.
In the zone.
He's in the danger zone.
No, he's in the zone. Belmont was in the danger zone today. He was in their they were in his crosshairs, and when he has that look in his eye, you get out of his way. He's running, his hair's flopping.
He really seemed to have saved his best basketball for this tournament. Between this game and the MC game, just an amazing job by Crowley.
8 seconds on the clock. 76-59, Panthers take down Belmont in your D2 North champions. Did you like that pause?
I did like that pause.
Professional pause.
That was a nice pause. Can't interrupt the pauses. They take down the defending champions of the Division II North as well in the Belmont Marauders, and led as always by Crowley and Morley, who just piggybacked off each other. 26 points unofficially, obviously we have it here as Crowley for the final. 25 points for Moreland.
Yeah, 13 from Copeland off the bench. Air only with 2, but he was crucial early on in that game with those rebounds. You can tell why Karakuda selected to start him. The size factor in that first quarter, especially where Beverly outscored 19-8, was huge. Absolutely huge.
Yeah, it was absolutely huge. I mean, they really dominated. They dominated the post from pretty much the get-go of this game and never really let up on that. Even when Air had to go out of the game with foul trouble, they were still able to dominate the post in this game.
And honestly, the best showing of the season by far from the BHS fan squad. Yeah. They were electric.
Well, listen, Beverly gave them all the reasons to be electric. Beverly didn't waste their time. They came out the gates on fire today. Karakuda's had them amped up.
What a way for this team to cap off such a season. And it's not over yet. They're still going to be playing. I believe you said Wednesday at the Garden. They have the winner of
Situate and Whitman and Hanson.
Okay. But I'm pretty sure we're going to be allowed to stay here to look at the award ceremony. So let's just take a look. Talk about Crowley in the zone, like we said, all game, that first half, first quarter, he was a monster. And Duncan Moreland took over in the second half.
Yeah, like I said, those two, that's a deadly combination. If you focus on one, you free things up for the other one, and they just go back and forth off each other. And really, no one's really been able to completely figure things out with those two.
And obviously Moreland already committed to play safety at the University of New Hampshire in college, but me and Coach talk about it all the time. This is a kid who, if he wanted to, let's just say if he wanted to, could walk on to that program in the America East at UNH. He could come here and play in this gym against UMass Lowell. I would root for him even though he was in this gym. But he is a kid who could walk on to a UNH program and play minutes.
Yeah, he probably, I don't see any reason why he can't. He's such a sensational athlete.
There we go. What an incredible season, and Coach Karakutis, since coming over from St. Mary's, has done an amazing job with this Beverly program, and it does not seem to be ending anytime soon. Yes,
No.
Moreland leaves, yes, Crowley leaves, but you have players, a freshman in Copeland, a junior in Austin Air who's only getting better as time goes on.
Yeah.
You have some pieces
And
to maybe not reach the level you did this year, but to keep that culture intact and look for the future.
Well, the lower level teams for Beverly are still doing real well as well. The freshmen were undefeated for a while. You got Tristan Abreu, who played minutes last year.
Yep.
And we're not seeing him now because he's hurt, but you still got Tristan there. Rook
Landman, yep.
Rook Landman had his moments as a freshman. Again, you're not seeing him now because he's hurt. But you got even more guys than just Air and Copeland. I mean, Karakutis really's got this program going in the right direction, and he's got Beverly going to the state championship on Wednesday in the Garden.
Amazing, too. Amazing job by Karakutis, his assistant coaches, Downey, Russo, and Suggs, a former player here. It's just great. Beverly wins this by a final score of, they took it down, and I forget, but I think it was 76-59.
And by the way, you talk about leaving no doubt. I mean, like I said, they came out the gate on fire, and they never let up.
Never in doubt. Even when I said it was over, I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, Duncan Slam really solidified this game. Belmont never even tied this game at any point. It was a statement win for the Panthers tonight.
For Mark Lehman and Dom Lorenzano, I'm Alex Saluco. Special thanks to UMass Lowell and the Songa Center and the MIAA for having us here. Beautiful stadium.
We'll see you at the Garden, guys.